Now that you are in the middle of your creation of individual presentation and reports, let me go over this reference material so that you know what you are missing. So if I look at this individual presentation reports in the reference section, look at this, and so it should be that is after the fundamental and technical parts, each student will select one asset from among currency, commodity, or financial sector. So you just need only one asset, and that is your primary asset of choice. And then you have to find out the hedging asset from futures and or options. So if you say you are taking Japanese yen spot as your currency, then Japanese yen futures or Japanese yen option would be your hedging asset. And then you will be looking at from the perspective of performance, presentation, and basis of selections. And then once you present it on the canvas, then after 1 week, electronic copy of your reports will have to be turned in. So given that perspective, this is something that I would like to bring to your attention, that you have to give the portfolio executive summary, and that is going to be 18 points. And then fundamental analysis is going to be 20 points. And then technical analysis will be 18 points. Hedging analysis is 25 points, and investment mindset is 10. And then you make the final recommendation, that is 7 points, and references is 2 points. You make sure that you do the reference. So I would like you to make sure that, well, you have all 8 parts on your presentation. And I also say that what are the how many slides will do justice to you is, portfolio executive summary is 1 page, fundamental analysis is starting in page 2 and goes up to page 5, and technical analysis 1 page, hedging analysis 6 pages, and so forth. But this is the rough estimate. I'm just giving you a direction to that. Now, executive summary, which has 18 points, you will say there are three things here: primary asset, hedging asset, and risk-adjusted annualized return. So you look at the primary asset, you describe whether you're taking long spot or short spot, or long futures or short futures. Then you describe profit exit point, loss exit point, and then you do calculate the realized HPR. Afterward, you turn it into annualized one. Hedging asset, same way. You take the position. You do not have to say profit exit point, loss exit point. You just say realized HPR of that, or a mark to market after the scenario, and annualized return for hedging asset. Then you add those two up. That's your total annualized risk-adjusted return. So as an example, if you look at this is yen portfolio. Yen portfolio has one long Japanese yen contract at this purse on April 2013. Then total contract value is this much. Then your market entry, you say at 81.55, whatever is available, and your profit exit point, which is the reward point, is 103, and risk is 60. So you make sure your risk reward ratio is greater than 1. And then you calculate that primary asset holding period return. I mean, if that is, what is it at this point you exited, so 103.10 minus 81.55 divided by 81.55, you get this HPR. Then you multiply it by, if this is, you are doing it for 18 days, you multiply by 360 by 18, and that becomes 525.16. Now, in order to hedge this, you are taking short Japanese futures, and it gives you negative 106.14 for those 18 days, and overall 22% for the overall. So altogether, if you add 525.16 to 21.22, is negative 15.97, 2%. You are not responsible for performance, but you are responsible for the detailed analysis. And that's where our thing here is, that you have to do 4 different steps. You have to do the fundamental analysis, and the question that you are addressing there, that should we take a position in primary asset of choice. When I say should you take a position in primary of choice, asset choice, is it a long position or a short position? That is the question you answer. Technical analysis is where you are going to ask, is this a good time to go long or go short? So it's about that market timing. And risk management is whether you're going to take hedge or not hedge. This is the whole issue of normal backwardation on contango. And then if you find out table 1 or table 8 that we talked about, where you do not hedge in normal backwardation, you do not hedge when market is in backwardation and basis is downward sloping, and in contango market you do not hedge when it is upward sloping. So in those cases you do not hedge, so there is a return enhancement opportunity or Texas hedge. And mindset is where you say, after doing everything, do I feel right to go for it? So technical, if you look at the fundamental analysis, which is a 20 points, you have to do traditional country and industry analysis, traditional analysis of strength and weaknesses of the company. So is the country, industry, company, and then intermarket analysis. That means you compare, if you're taking gold, you're looking at silver to make sure that, well, this you're getting the same thing. And then you do not disclose your expectation yet. You benchmark with experts. After you benchmark with experts, you make a conditional recommendation. You might agree with the experts or you might disagree, but then again, you cannot ignore benchmark. And that's where your expectation comes in. That means I expect the market price to go up, I expect the market price to go down. So that's your expectation. Now, regarding technical analysis, which is the thing that you have to do, it's a wind analysis. First, the direction of the wind and the momentum, strength of the wind and longevity of the wind. Then you decide, look at the experts, but these experts are not fundamental analysis experts, these are technical analysis experts. So you have to differentiate the two, and then you get that. And then you make a conditional. After you look at the experts, either you agree or disagree, and then take your position. Yeah, maybe this is the time to go now, right now. And then you do the hedging, and in hedging there are two necessary conditions are expected price versus futures price, and the quantity of hedges dominating, and then you do the basis analysis. That's that. And then when you do this basis analysis, then you decide whether to go for hedging or not. If you do not go for hedging, do you want to go in investing? Okay. All right. And then finally you say mindset wise that, well, I, after doing everything together, I decided that I'm going to go long, and then technical analysis wind is for me, therefore I'm going to go now. And hedging analysis, I may not have to hedge right now because I identified those two special scenarios. And finally you go within and say, yeah, maybe this I feel okay to go with this. So this will be your basically your analysis for your individual presentation. For group presentation, I'll put something up later, but not now at this point, so that you can focus on it. And if you have any question, email me and I will get back to you at the earliest.